but having the strength to face them, knowing we are not alone. A tweet from Pope Francis earlier this year that got more than 23,000 retweets. Michael O'Loughlin is a national reporter for Crux and the author of a new book, The Tweetable Pope, A Spiritual Revolution in 140 Characters. Michael, Pope Benedict was technically the first pope on Twitter, but how have we seen Pope Francis sort of embrace social media?
Yeah, that's right. Pope Benedict made history by being the first pope to join, which was really remarkable to see this kind of aged German pontiff join Twitter.
I remember him on that iPad.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. And he collected about 3 million followers before he resigned. And then when Francis took office, he assumed the papal Twitter account. And it's jumped up to more than 23 million followers. And I think the success comes because Francis loves being with people. And a lot of us are on social media today. So it's a way for Francis to kind of cut through all the noise and all the spin and connect directly with his flock. And people have responded very enthusiastically.
As you know, a tweet is so short and simple. Is that sort of in line with Pope Francis' style, do you think?
I think the thing about Twitter is it takes a lot of effort and skill to distill a message down to its core components and to create something people will remember and respond to. And Francis is so good at that. He speaks in sound bites that are memorable and kind of exciting, and they translate really well to Twitter.
Well, like I say, you've been following his tweets a long time now. Is there a reoccurring theme in his tweeting?
Yeah, like in the book I have 17 chapters with all different themes. Of course, he tweets about prayer and Jesus and God quite a bit. And he also tweets about community. You know, he talks about our church and we the people. And you see a real theme of kind of community in there that's very important to him, and this pushing back this idea that we can do this on our own. Those are, I think, are themes that stick out.
What do you think it's going to be like, or how the media is going to receive Pope Francis when he lands in D.C. in 11 short days?
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I know at Crux we're ready for this kind of onslaught of media attention that Pope Francis is going to get, and I think it's going to be an exciting, successful trip. There's some challenges with making sure crowds get to see Pope Francis, but the media loves this guy, I think, and there'll be a lot of coverage of his speech to Congress, and I think there'll be some critical reaction too, which there should be to any public figure. So it's going to be an exciting time for the Church in the United States, and Pope Francis will rise to the occasion.
Do you think with all of this that he's doing, embracing social media, do you think he's really being able to speak to a younger demographic?
Yeah, I mean, we see young people clamoring for selfies with the Pope, for example. I think people might not be hearing the messages in church. We know young people don't go to Mass as often as maybe church leaders would like them to, but they feel connected with Pope Francis. He's a pastor, and I think social media is one way to really connect with this Pope.
I'm sure Catholics would agree. You know, that's an important first step, just being able to make that connection and hopefully bring people back to the church in that way.
Yeah, I think Pope Francis wants to, really engage with young people.
Okay, well, obviously you're going to be watching. We're going to be watching at EWTN. We'll see if he crashes Twitter servers or what ends up happening. Michael O'Loughlin with The Tweetable Pope is the book. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Wyatt.